Hi everyone, it's Tack again with Tech with Tack. This week I'm gonna have the focus be navigating the gradebook and maybe cleaning up a little bit or adding stuff. Probably because by now you have a few assignments that you might need to grade. So last week, I showed you how to set up the categories. So here in my example, I have level of understanding and practice and prep, and I showed you how to get that set up along with the grade scale. Today, I'm going to show you some troubleshooting. So one common question that I keep getting is what happens if your assignment is not showing up in your grade book? So when that happens, here's what you would do. Um, you can go into the assignment setting. So let's say my notebook check and edit it. So a few things. One is you want to make sure this is published. The other one is giving it a due date and saying when it's available from and until. So from my experience, if it doesn't have a due date, it might not show up on your gradebook. This might actually be useful for teachers who want to assign something that you don't want it to appear in your gradebook. So for example, Jonathan Bauer was telling me that he wants to push out a copy of a Google Doc for each student to do, but it's not going to be graded. We don't want it to flood the gradebook. So you can leave this blank, and I believe that should leave it out of the gradebook. Otherwise, if it's not showing up, then please give it a gradebook, give it a due date. You can leave this blank, but if it has a due date, then it will pop up on the student's gradebook. The other thing I'm going to show you is how to assign the grade. So in settings, under display grade as, you have a few options, percentage, complete, points, letter grade. So if it's just checking for completion, then I'll just do that. And on the gradebook, it'll show up as a check mark or an X. So now I'm going to take you to my very messy gradebook right now for IM1. I have these post-it notes to hide student names. And for people who like using spreadsheets, this is the part where I do like about Canvas and their gradebook is it has a lot of the functionalities of a spreadsheet. So already we can see that there's different colors happening here, there are some symbols here. So I just recently found out that this symbol that looks like a little notebook and an exclamation point, that is Canvas telling you that you need to grade those things. Um, and if you want to set a 0, so for example, I have zeros here, that means that the students did not turn that in or it's late. So in the past, we've all agreed that a 0 means that it's late, but the student can still make that up. So the way to set that up is if you click over here in the gear. I don't know why, but I think the default is 100%. So if it's missing or if it's late, then I want to give it a 0. That way students know that they need to make that up. So let's say for design with dots right here, I have all of these, and that is just a completion grade. So I know that these students have done it. So then what you can do is click on the 3 dots for that assignment, set default grade, and because this is a point, it should have been completion. I'll just give everyone who turned it in a 7. And so Canvas will automatically give anyone with a submission a 7, and notice that the ones who did not do it still has a 0. So if they do turn it in, then that 0 will turn into one of these icons, prompting you to grade it. So that's one thing. The last thing I want to talk about is the coloring. So right now it's kind of the same color, light purple and a little bit darker purple. To see what those mean and even change it, you can go here under View and Status. Sorry, this is hiding it a little bit. So Status is right there. So if you click on Status, it will tell you what those colors mean. Let's say missing is, I want that to be like a dark red. I want that to really stand out, not a light purple. So you can search up the hex code. Um, so red hex code. I'll copy this code and go back here. And then under late, oh sorry, missing. We want missing to be red. So they have their pre-selected colors for you, but they're all kind of light. Again, if you want it to be a darker color, then you can do what I did, search up that color, click apply. So now it's staring right at you in the face. Those students need to turn it in. So if you want to work more on these, feel free to stop by my office hour today in room 67, Thursday after school. Bye, everyone.